And welcome back. And with me is Shonnah Hughes. Shonnah, how are you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
You're looking fantastic, might I say.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Welcome to the studios of SPNN.
I'm
And
so happy to be here.
yeah, I know you are, and the Altitude Show. So, Shonnah, we go back a little bit, but I've been very impressed with your career, everything that you've done for the community. And so we're here to talk to our students, to high school students mainly, about your career, your lifestyle, maybe an education path, or what it would take to be where you're at. So what do you do today? Tell us your title, where you work, who you work for, and all that good stuff.
So I'm going to tell you my title, but I'll explain it.
Okay.
So my title is the Global Product Growth and Innovation Evangelist at Get Feedback, a SurveyMonkey company. So that's a mouthful just to say that I am particularly like a tech influencer.
Okay.
I do that for a living now. So yeah.
That's a real job. You know, for a guy like me who grew up many, many years before you, you know, the whole role of the influencer is legit. I mean, it's a real thing. As long as you're good at it, though, right?
Exactly.
That's
You
right.
got to be good at it. You got to have those personal skills. You got to know what you're talking about. The caveat to it is really being able to adapt and learn new things on the fly.
Yeah, you have to stay current and stay relevant, right?
Exactly.
And do all those things that others will choose to follow you.
Exactly.
Right, absolutely. And so, what in terms of influencing, like, is there any advice that you can give to a young person that would be interested in becoming an influencer? Like, how did you decide that being an influencer is something that could actually earn an income and be relevant, right? And how did they get there?
Well, I didn't know.
That's a legitimate answer. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know that this was a possibility that I can actually get paid for doing something that I naturally do and that I love doing. And it's amazing how opportunities just present themselves when you are open to it. You know, my path into the tech system was not traditional.
Okay.
You know, it was actually, I always say, accidental, because it started way back, I would say, in about 2002.
Okay.
Well, which is not way back for most people, but for me it is.
Well, to our audience, that's
That's
way back.
Right,
It could
right.
predate some of their birth dates, actually. It'd be,
Right. So 2002, it was actually when I got my first start, I would say, in the tech ecosystem. At the time, I was just a trainer for a medical DME company. DME stands for Durable Medical Equipment.
Okay.
And I used to do all of their technical training for their staff. I didn't have that title. It's just something that I was good at. I was good at helping people and then breaking it down in layman's terms. So, so people really took to my personality and to me being able to train them and learn them, for them to learn how to really navigate a database. And when they decided to purchase one of the largest platforms that is available today. It's called Salesforce. A lot of people, you know, aren't familiar with the platform because they hear Salesforce and they're like, well, what does that have to do with anything that I'm doing? It's it's for sales, right? And no, it's just a name. It's actually a whole platform. They have their own proprietary coding language. So when I was introduced to it and was told, hey, would you like to learn how to use this platform and then distribute it to our 237 branches and 3 large COEs across the U.S.? You know, those type of opportunities don't come up a lot.
No, they
and especially for someone like me who grew up on the north side of Minneapolis, who did not finish college, and who was also a teen mom. And at this time, I had 2 kids. So it was an opportunity that I'm so happy that I wasn't afraid to really take.
Absolutely.
And
Very
that,
courageous.
yeah, my family supported me in doing so. So, yeah.
So knowing what you know today, what advice would you give to a high school student that might want to achieve either influencer or in that technical realm?
So one thing I would say, always be open to opportunity. Look for opportunities in everything that you do. It's really important to be open-minded and ready to accept kind of like a non-traditional path. and being willing to learn and adaptable. I think a lot of us that come from, the hood or whatever you want to call it, and really it's just my neighborhood and where my people are.
That's where you grew up.
Exactly.
Just another neighborhood. When it comes down to it, it's still just
Exactly,
another
another
neighborhood,
neighborhood.
culturally specific.
Right. We are very hesitant as a people to really, especially if it's new, someone, in your family doesn't know about it, you don't know anybody that does it. It's kind of like, oh, I don't know, like I don't want to do it.
Right, or I'm fearful. We see
fear.
that in the classroom, right? Like, oh, well,
Exactly.
science isn't for me or math isn't for me. But if you put, for example, we have drones, so we put a drone in their hands, and then once you talk about either a robot or a drone, it's like, well, how does it fly? Well, there's this thing called materials engineering, and then, you actually can inspire them. But then they see people like you
Exactly.
that are actually doing it, have done it, and came in a non-traditional path. That's exactly why we exist here on the Altitude Show.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So any advice before we wrap up? Anything you want to say or any advice to our youth? Any additional advice you say to our youth?
Yeah, so I would always say, reach for the stars. Like, don't hold back. You have a lot to offer. A lot of the youth that I speak with, they, doubt what they have that's innate within them. Genetically, you're predisposed to be great, and just know that within yourself and make sure that you carry yourself in that manner and project that in every instance. And be willing to open yourself up to others is a big one, because you may find the most craziest allies in the most unexpected ways.
Absolutely.
So that's
Especially if you're willing to dive into that journey.
Exactly.
And be courageous like you have.
Exactly.
So,
So make sure that you do that, and everything will fall in line, and you'll have a great life. I guarantee it.
yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for taking the time out of your busy day. We appreciate it. And we look forward to the influence that we're going to see in our social media feeds from going forward. So
Sounds good.
take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.